G'day, Michael here. This video is an update on a previous video where I show a shroud, a dust extraction shroud for the multi-borer head of the mini press. Now I've been through, this is like my original, I've been through lots of iterations of the design to try and tune out various little attributes that improve or don't improve the performance of the unit. And this is basically the latest iteration. I don't know whether you noticed that, but this has 3.5mm wall thickness. Previous had 5, which is quite a bit thicker. I've changed the dimensions a little bit. Also, this part needed this little notch. Don't know how well that shows up. The current design is a simpler, cleaner, without that sort of weak point in the middle of the design. Also, I've made this part a little bit more open-throated. It probably doesn't really show up, but there's definitely a better access, better flow for air coming through this space. Okay, so here you can see the reason for the upward exit angle for the like the vacuum hose to plug in. It's basically the only place I could have the exit happen without causing any sort of interference with the operation of the machine. But that 10-degree upward angle clears, the body of a vacuum cleaner hose, gives you a little bit of flexibility, etc. So you can see I've got an earlier version in the machine. I'll take it out in a second. And I've also got this elbow. Now this is an elbow I've made. It's available on the store. It's made out of 2 parts. It produces an 80-degree turn in conjunction with this 10 degrees of this upward angle, makes a 90-degree or a vertical angle. So you can have the hose going perfectly vertical. However, if you want to use the unit in such a way you can generate an offset with this elbow, you can direct the hose more or less horizontally but out to the side. So this elbow allows you to direct the flow, more specifically to suit your situation. The hose I have on my machine, I've got this modified elbow that I actually changed the fitting out. If you can see that, it exits vertically anyway. It's got an 80-degree elbow on it. So what I do is actually thread it through this upper part of the machine work for the hinge insertion dies. I don't use the hinge insertion part of my machine. I basically use inserter hinges, which have got the cam to operate. Okay, so this is a well-worn, well-used machine. You can see it's not exactly spotlessly clean. It's a working machine. Now there are 3 screw holes in this unit. I only use this centre one. You need a 32mm long, 4mm metric thread screw for that particular hole. The other 2 you'd need 8mm in length. Now those screws are commonly used for handle screws and so forth for cabinet makers anyway, so you probably have them in a screw box around the workshop. Let's install this guy. I just use the one screw, it doesn't need much to hold it. Okay, so let's see how well this works. As you can see, there's very minimal debris left from these holes. Okay, so what comes in the kit is this spacer and of course a shroud. There we go, pop it in place. Now I need a slightly different offset. These holes only need to be 11mm deep, but when I use the cam fittings using the other chuck assembly, I need about 14 or 15mm. Anyhow, to make up for the relative difference, I've simply cut this piece of plywood. So you can make up any shim that you need to make up a difference. And I've just basically put that in between. Now there's that slot. You've got to make sure that the slot that allows you to insert this unit isn't lined up with that damper valve assembly thing that's on the other side of the machine. Well, I guess that's it. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, ask a question, leave a comment. Bye for now.